million in commissions. Find anybody that's considered an expert in their industry. You could probably trace at least a decade of success. Not 1 year, not 2 years, at least a decade. I would say it would take a decade of success in any industry to consider yourself an expert. And you're only an expert if you play at the top of the game. So I'm saying all that to say this. I want you to pay attention. I want you to listen to what I'm about to teach you and train you, because these are things that I have learned from the masters of entrepreneurialism, the masters of mindset training. Like Jody and Tyler said, you know, I've had the honor and pleasure of serving and sharing the stage and doing projects with Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn personally, Brian Tracy, Dr. John Gray, Les Brown is my personal mentor. I've done projects and shows with, you know, Grant Cardone. I've been invited to speak for, you know, the Tony Robbins small groups out of New York City. When I say small group, New York City, it's a huge group, but it was a Tony Robbins group. So I'm not coming to you with the myth. I'm not coming to you with what I think works. And I'm saying all this to say, just for the fact that if I were watching for the first time, I would want to know. I would want to know, who am I listening to? Why am I listening to them? Why should I listen to somebody who has his hat turned backwards, wearing a t-shirt, teaching me how to make $1 million? Because I don't have to dress up to convince you of anything that I am. People who have to dress up to convince you that there's something, that's a red flag. I got documentation, just Google it. So I want to jump in right into the training. Yes, this training is 100% geared towards you building iBoomerang. If you're watching this and you're not in iBoomerang, I'm not mad at you. You can use my principles and go be massively successful somewhere else. That's just my heart. I have a heart to teach people how to become successful, especially in the time that we are in right now. We are experiencing momentum. Number one, because we're technology driven. We are experiencing momentum. Number two is because our founder, Mr. Holton Buggs, is the absolute #1 living income earner on the planet in the last 15 years, who made over $100 million as a distributor in one company, one compensation plan, one position. There's nobody else alive on the planet that I know of, and I know most of the top money earners in all companies that I know of that has achieved that. So for that man to start his own company, that's something that I would want to follow, because he has the evidence of being who we are in the field and understanding what we need at corporate. I believe that's why we're the fastest growing opportunity on the planet right now, because we have someone who has eaten and slept and bred how to build a home-based business, and he's leading us based on what he knows is working right now in the time that we are in. Home-based businesses are thriving right now. Home-based businesses are thriving. There's one reason, is because people, when they're uncertain, they start being open-minded to other things that they've never been open-minded to before. You know, 6 months ago, everybody was comfortable. Markets were incredible. 6 months ago, everyone was content, because that was their definition of success, just being content and being comfortable. Now people aren't content. Now people, they don't trust the government. They're not trusting society. They're not going to put their life in the hands of the government right now. So now they're open-minded. So people are looking for something that's different. So everything is in your favor right now if you own a home-based business, especially if it's driven by technology. So I want to jump into some trainings, and Tyler and Jody, if you want to go back and forth with me and just kind of put your finger up or wave at me, because I do want this to be interactive. I do want, you know, if we have time, you can type a question, and Tyler and Jody can dig through those questions, and you can tell me which one you want to answer. The first thing I want to talk about is duplication. And this is information that has been hand delivered to me from your leaders, and I'm just going to hit everything that they want to discuss. And this is a training that I can do with my eyes closed. And it's not because I made these principles up. It's because I have massively jacked these principles up in terms of I've made the mistakes. I've dropped the ball. I've done it the wrong way. I know what it's like to not be successful when you think it should be working. But I also know what it's like to follow people who are making it work and then starting to see it work for me. It doesn't have to be my ideas. It doesn't have to be my theories in order for it to be successful. So things that I'm going to teach are things that I've done for the last 20 years. And a lot of these things I've done like second nature, and I forget to train on it. So I'm going to break it down and just go step by step. Duplication. In network marketing, your business will thrive or die because of what's duplicated. You have to ask yourself, are you duplicating what you want your team members to do? Are you duplicating what you desire your ambassadors to do? If you sign someone up and you have a desire that they sign somebody up, are you giving them something to follow, which is duplication? In this industry, success is in duplication. It's never in your own efforts. If you go and recruit and enroll 100 ambassadors, yes, you would be considered a superstar recruiter. However, that's not necessarily what creates success in this industry. That would give you maybe a great week or a great month, but nothing will happen in your organization without duplication. Now, if you have the art to duplicate 100 people going out to get 100 people, absolutely. That will be amazing. Never seen it, but if you have done it, absolutely. Here's what I'm a master of. I'm not good at going out getting 100 ambassadors. That's not me. That's not Johnny Wimbrey. I'm not going to do that in, 90 days or 6 months. I have people on my team who have done it. I've never done it. But here's what I have done. I know how to turn 10 people into 10,000. I know how to turn 20 people into 20,000. I've done that time and time and time again. So I understand duplication, but here's what you got to understand. Whatever you're doing is duplicating. Whatever you're not doing is duplicating. You can't turn off duplication. You can't go hide and say, hey, I'm going to hide so people can't see what I'm doing. You just duplicated hiding. So the first thing that I want you to understand, in iBoomerang, we have a left team and we have a right team. If your right team sucks, you suck. If your right team is slow, you're slow. I'm talking to me. See, this is how Johnny Wimbrey talks to Johnny Wimbrey. Why? Because I'm the only person in my team that's on both teams. The common denominator for my left team and my right team is me. So if I have Jody on my left team and Tyler on my right team, I'm sorry, Tyler, but I can't diss the lady. And let's say Tyler is like sucking wind. His team sucks. They're not growing. They're not duplicating, but Jody is. And I get to the point where I'm complaining about Tyler's team and Tyler, yeah, you're all, you should be more like Jody. When Jody is not even being like me. Because if Jody was following me, she would only have one good team too. So if you only have one good team, that's going to duplicate in your organization because you don't see yourself on both your teams. You're the only person in iBoomerang on your team that's on both of your teams. So any complaint that you have about your organization is a complaint about you. And anytime you complain, you have to ask yourself a question. How am I not talking about me too? How can I complain about my left team or my right team duplicating without talking about me duplicating? You have to give your people, you have to give your ambassadors, you have to give them something to follow. You say, well, Johnny, that's easy for you to say. You're a multi-million-dollar earner in the business. I recruited somebody this week into iBoomerang that just started from scratch in a country that I don't even live in. And she's here, she's watching right now. Shaw's out of Trinidad and Tobago. She's brought in 6 personals. I've never done a home-based business with her before. As a matter of fact, she hired me. Her company hired me to speak at a convention about 12 years ago for the insurance of the Caribbean. So I went in to speak as a professional speaker. 12 years later, she reaches out to me last week and I signed her up. She's already put 6 people in. I don't know if she's ever done network marketing before. She comes from corporate. So I don't know if she's ever done network marketing before, but I do know this, she's never done it with me. But guess what? I'm giving you something to follow because I'm still recruiting. I'm still building. So the whole thing is you got to give your people something to follow. I can't expect you to duplicate success if I'm not giving you something to duplicate. And you say, well, Johnny, my sponsor, I just can't find them. My sponsor doesn't have the excitement. Dig up. Dig up into your organization. Johnny, how do you dig up? I know how to dig down. How do I dig up? You dig up by saying, hey, listen, who sponsored you? You don't have to tell them, hey, I can't follow you, man. You suck. You're not doing anything. So how do I go over your head to get to the person who sponsored you? And I'm going to continue to call people in my upline until I find somebody who's financially incentivized to work with me. That's what I would do. My first time joining the network marketing business was a guy named Dan Hernandez who signed me up. Within 72 hours, I would never speak to him again. I would only speak to his sponsor. Why? His sponsor was making 6 figures a week. Dan was making 0. I didn't want to make 0. I wanted to make what his sponsor made. So I went over his head and I treated his sponsor like it was my sponsor too. You have my permission to dig up in your organization until you find somebody who's working and making it happen. Listen, you don't need that, but you have access to it. What you really need is to duplicate and give your people something to follow. Okay? So duplication is key. Success is never in your own efforts. If that were the case, you're just a salesperson. Network marketing was not designed for salespeople. Network marketing was designed for people to tell people who tell people to tell people to tell people, and so forth and so on. If you tell 10 people and they tell 10 people successfully, that's 100 people. If those 100 people tell 10, that's 1,000 people. That's how network marketing should work. Network marketing was never designed for you to go out and be a #1 salesperson. You may have to start that way your first 90 days, and that's fine. But at some point, duplication has to kick in, and that's why you have to stay close to the fire. You have to stay close to the fire. If you are duplicating being far from the fire, then you have a cold team that's duplicating being ice cold. This training is part of the fire. The emails that go out from corporate, that's part of the fire. Our leadership chat groups, that's part of the fire. Our Facebook team pages, that's part of the fire. If you're not close to the fire, I promise you, you're cold. As a matter of fact, not one person that I have recognized from moving up in rank is far to the fire. Everybody that I have recognized, everybody who's making something happen, I always see them commenting in our chat groups. I always see them commenting on our Facebook when we congratulate people. Even when it has nothing to do with them, they're always actively showing love to other individuals. And those happen to be the people that I predict, and I'm always right, that I'm going to be seeing them and celebrating them. Why? Because I'm seeing them celebrate other people. You guys ever, we've all heard of The Secret, right? The Secret? Well, you are the secret. As you think in your heart, that's what you become. Whatever you do the most, you will manifest the most. So if I am in the chat groups and I'm celebrating people and I'm saying, congratulations, you're a director. Congratulations, you're binary qualified. If I have time to dig through the chat groups, to dig through the Facebook pages, just to celebrate people, and it's not hard work for me. I love doing it. Why? I love being close to the fire, because when I congratulate and celebrate someone, guess what that does for me? It boosts my confidence. It boosts my confidence that if it's possible for this person, it's possible for the next person. And I need that confidence boost. So if you really, really, really want to create massive duplication that's moving in your favor, you've got to duplicate being close to the fire. Whatever you are duplicating, that's why your business is having what's happening. You've got to be honest with yourself. Are you duplicating something that you would want to follow. Say, ouch. I want it to hurt. I want you to feel this. I didn't create or help build 30 millionaires in the last 15 years by just saying what you want to hear. I build leaders. Iron sharpens iron. So I'm not going to be friendly all the time. I'm not going to stroke your ego all the time. I'm not going to slow my life down to put a freaking pacifier in your mouth because you're a big baby. That's not Johnny Wimbrey leadership. Johnny Wimbrey leadership is, listen, I'm going to tell you like it is. I'm going to tell you what's real. And what's real is what you don't like about your team is traced back to you. And it just could be a very small tweak. A very small tweak can make all the difference in the world in your organization. And you got to tweak how you're duplicating. And you know what's crazy is some of the things that I hear, Tyler and Jody, is I just forget to check Facebook. Do you forget to check your checking account? See, I equate checking my Facebook to my checking account. Now, I love Instagram, but Instagram does not have the technology to build groups and announce and create the synergy that Facebook has. So I'm going to build what's making me money, not what's popular. You follow popularity. You duplicate popularity. I'll duplicate millionaires. If Facebook took away that feature, I'm done with Facebook. I'm not in love with anything that takes anything away from me. I'm not in love with any technology based on my age. So the young people are saying, we don't use Facebook. The older people are saying, we don't use technology. But right in the middle, the masses are duplicating. So here's what I'm telling you. Do you want to duplicate the mindset that you're too old for technology? And I'm not talking about your age. I'm talking about your thinking. You can be young and think old. You can be old and think young. I'm 45 years old. I got people 20 years older than I am that are more actively building successful than I have 25-year-olds that are refusing to follow the system. Listen, when you duplicate getting away from the system, I can't help you. I do things all the time just to test my leaders. I'll post something and I'll send them a text and I'll ask them a question about something I posted. And I know they haven't seen it based on the response. And then I automatically know this team is starting to duplicate getting away from the fire. And I can always see it in their numbers. Their numbers always suffer. So the first thing is, if you want to be massively successful in this industry, you've got to duplicate what the successful people are doing. And I'll go on record to say this. There are very, very few people in the network marketing industry that make the kind of money that I make. So why aren't you following what I'm doing? You have my permission to outthink your sponsor and follow me. You have my permission to outthink your sponsor and follow Holton Buggs, follow Edwin Haynes, and not follow me. It's okay if you follow someone who's doing better than me. I give you permission to bypass me and follow them. But I guarantee you can't, because I'm following them and I'm duplicating what they're doing. I duplicate success. I don't duplicate ego. I don't care if you ever say my name again in this company. I don't care if I ever get you to clap for me again. I'm following people who are making things happen. I'm not following hand claps. So if you're duplicating wanting to be liked, your entire organization wants to be liked. And people who want to be liked, they normally aren't attached to making money. They're attached to being people pleasers. You're not going to have success and be a people pleaser at the exact same time. You got to be honest. You got to tell the truth. You got to stand for something, because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And I am telling you right now, anybody who's distracting you from the system of duplicating what's success, they are an enemy to your success. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. You've got to duplicate what you want. If you want us celebrating your success, you need to be celebrating everybody else's success in the team pages, even on iBoomerang, on the Facebook page. Celebrate people, congratulate people, because when it's your turn, you're going to want to feel it too. And here's what I noticed, Tyler and Jody, is let's say that Jody has been in iBoomerang for the last 6 months, and she finally decided to go to work in the last week, and she put in a person. She brought an ambassador into the company. She went into our team Facebook page, and she said, this is what we do. Attention, Team Royalty Worldwide, please welcome Tyler to the team. He is ready to go to work. And nobody responds to her post. You know why? She's never responded to anybody else's post. I'm literally starting to see that right now. I am starting to see people post and welcome new people to the team, and I'm excited for them. But the reality is nobody knows who they are because they've never celebrated anybody else. So I'm starting to see the people who are duplicating the celebrations are the ones who are celebrated more, and they end up being the ones making the most money. John, are you telling me I've got to be active on Facebook to be successful? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you have to follow the systems that we are duplicating if you want to be successful like we are. I don't know your definition of success. I just know my definition. My definition is duplication. So whatever is happening in your team, it's because of what you're duplicating. Whatever's not happening in your team, it's because of what you're not duplicating. The second topic I want to talk about is how do you create urgency? How do you create urgency? See, urgency is something that has always been around. Every marketing system has it. Every commercial has it. If you start paying attention and put your marketing hat on, you'll start seeing things a little bit different. How do you create urgency? Well, urgency has to do with time. So you can't say urgency and ignore time at the exact same time. Urgency means fast. So how do you create urgency? If you want your team to grow faster, you have to have a sense of urgency. And there are 3 things that I build by to make this happen. There's a sense of suspense, there's a sense of urgency, and there's a fear of loss. All 3 of these things are happening when I'm having a conversation about iBoomerang. A sense of urgency, a fear of loss, and a sense of suspense. Those 3 things working together at the exact same time has made me millions. Let me give you an example of how that works. If I call, I'm going to unmute you real quick, Tyler. Or if you're going to unmute yourself. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example of urgency. Okay. Now, I'm never going to say the word urgency, but I'm going to be the essence of urgency. Watch this. So let's say Tyler's my homie. We went to school together. We know each other very well. And I call him up or I shoot him a text. Tyler, bro, what are you doing right now?
Right now, I'm just sat at home.
Okay. What did I just tell him without saying anything? I said, time is of the essence. That's all I said. Time is of the essence, but I never said that. I said, what are you doing right now? That's urgency. Your kids do it to you all the time. We do it when we want something all the time, but we forget to do it when it's time to build our business. So again, Tyler, bro, what are you doing right now?
I'm out shopping.
Listen, man, let me know when you have 15 minutes nonstop, uninterrupted. Call me. You are not going to believe this. What did I just say? It's urgent. Time is of the essence. Suspense. You're not going to believe this. Fear of loss. I'm not telling you right now. The fear of loss is he's shopping. I don't want to talk about it right now while you're shopping. I need you to be undistracted for 15 minutes. Now he has that fear of loss. What am I missing? What am I losing because I'm shopping? Johnny sounds excited. He wants to tell me something, but he won't tell me until I can give him 15 minutes of uninterrupted time. Sense of urgency, fear of loss, and suspense, all at the exact same time without even ever telling him what I'm doing. Want me to do it again?
Yes.
Hey, Tyler, what's up, bro? This is Johnny. What are you doing right now?
I'm just sat at home with my girlfriend.
All right, bro, listen. When can you give me 15 minutes of your time uninterrupted in front of your device or a computer? You're not going to believe this.
I can give you 15 minutes of my time in 20 minutes.
Okay, listen, Tyler, I'm going to call you back in 20 minutes. Have your earphones on or your earbuds on. Bro, you are not going to believe this. I'll call you back in 20 minutes. Be in front of your device. Sense of urgency, fear of loss, and suspense all at the exact same time. Do you know where I got that from? How I first started that? My mentor told me those three things back in the year 2000 when I was 25 years old. I made 6 figures in 90 days in my first company ever. I've never met anybody in my life who's made 6 figures in 90 days in their first network marketing company. The only reason I did is because remember the guy I told you I passed up because he wasn't helping me and I went to his sponsor? Well, his sponsor ended up being my mentor, which actually is how I met Holton Bugs. That guy led me to Holton Bugs eventually within 6 months. That guy, he told me, his name was Troy, and he said, Johnny, you got to create a sense of suspense. You got to create a fear of loss. You got to create a sense of urgency in every conversation that you have without saying it. You just got to be it. And he said, here's an example. Exactly what I just did with Tyler. That has made me millions. And you know how I do it? I do it exactly like this. Hey, Tyler, bro, what are you doing right now?
Watching TV.
Listen, bro, turn it to Fox News. You're not going to believe this. I'll call you back in a minute, but turn it to Fox News right now. Ask me what it is. Ask me what it is, Tyler. Role play with me.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. What is it? What is it?
Bro, turn it to Fox News. I'll call you back in 10 minutes. You're not going to believe this. Ask me what it is again.
Yeah, but what is it? Like, what do you mean?
Tyler, it's on the news right now. That's like me trying to give you a haircut over the phone. Get to Fox News right now. I'll call you back in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Just to annoy me, ask me again. Johnny, what is it?
Mate, like what? I don't get what you mean. What you on about?
Tyler, never mind. Forget I called you, bro. I'm sorry. Forget I ever called you. No big deal.
Ooh.
What just happened? Fear of loss. Sense of suspense, a sense of urgency, and a fear of loss is always in play. What's crazy is you guys think that's brilliant, but you do it all the time without even thinking about it. Sense of suspense, a fear of loss, and a sense of urgency will build your business, not because you're smart, not because you understand all the systems. People don't like being in the dark. So let's role play one more time, Tyler. And I want you to tell me, just send me the link and I'll watch it when I have time. I want that to be your response, okay? Hey, Tyler, what's up, bro? This is Johnny, man. What are you doing right now?
I'm just cooking tea.
Listen, bro. Cooking tea. That's hilarious. We would say boiling tea in America. But listen, bro, when you have 15 minutes nonstop, give me a call. Be in front of your computer. You are not going to believe this.
Why? What is it?
Dude, when you have 15 minutes nonstop, that's when I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you exactly what it is. When will you have 15 minutes?
I don't know. I'm pretty busy. Just send me a link and I'll check it out when I've got time.
Tyler, why don't you call me back when you trust where I'm leading you? Other than that, I apologize. I probably should have never called you this early on. What do you mean early on? What's early, Johnny? What am I missing? That's going through his head whether he says it or not. Sense of urgency, fear of loss, sense of suspense. All three of those things are happening in every conversation that I have. You know why I do that? I would be giving him a disjustice. I would not be justifying the opportunity if I wanted to explain it to him over the phone. I want him to go see iDecide. I want to send him an interactive link that's going to capture his information, and I want to know when he's watching it. So when he says, just send it to me, I'll watch it in my downtime, I'm going to say, Tyler, text me during your downtime when you know you can have 15 minutes without interruption, then I'll send it to you. Well, why? Because I'm going to call you in exactly 15 minutes after I send it to you. Well, what is it? Tyler, you're asking me to give you a haircut over the phone right now. It's impossible. I'll send you the link. If not, don't worry about it. I'm excited, but I'm totally okay if you don't want me to send it. I just feel obligated to tell you first. Fear of loss. Urgency. I said, I'm telling you first. I feel obligated to tell you first. And if that's not true, don't say it. I feel obligated that you are one of the first. So now he's thinking, who's the others? Who's going to know before me? Everything is a sense of urgency, a fear of loss, and a sense of suspense. This is how I made millions, by knowing how to lead people to something that wasn't me. You want to create urgency? You get out of the way. Now think about this. I'm a #1 best-selling author. I'm a motivational speaker. I've shared stages with most, if not every, guru in the home-based business and personal development arena. In some shape, form, or fashion, I've done business with them all. And I'm still getting out of the way. See, if you want to be super presentation woman, super presentation man, this won't work for you. You can't create urgency wanting to be everything, because now you're going to duplicate a whole team of people who want to be everything. I don't want to be anything. I want to be the person that's the best at getting people to go see a presentation. That's not me. You want urgency? Learn how to get out of the way. If your business needs you to grow, you can't create urgency. Why? Because you're human beings. You're going to get hungry. You're going to get sleepy. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. You're going to get sick. Things happen. Life happens. So if you want to create urgency, get out of the way. I could literally let this Zoom keep going, walk out that door right now, and never come back, and my business will still move up. Why? I'm not needed. I'm insignificant at this point. And I created that by design. I didn't want anybody on my team, Johnny, will you please do another presentation? My team is dying. Nobody has ever said that to me. Why? Because there's not one leader in my team that feels like they need me. If you need me, I did something wrong. And I guarantee you it has killed the urgency. Stop wanting to be significant. Want duplication. Third thing I want to talk about. If you're new to this industry, it's normal to think to yourself, I could do multiple companies at one time. I need you to pay attention to what I'm about to say. I don't know one person in 20 years that's making full-time income doing 2 home-based businesses at the exact same time. Not one. I don't know anybody in network marketing that can pay all of their bills in 2 network marketing companies. Why? Your message is divided. And your people will not follow you wholeheartedly when your message is divided. If you see me talking about how great iBoomerang is, and I'm talking about we were the #1 fastest growing opportunity on the planet, I'm sharing these articles that are being written by third-party research companies, and I'm sharing all this. I'm talking about how excited I am, and then you go to my page on Facebook, and I'm selling makeup for Mary Kay. I'm selling vitamins or water for another company. That doesn't make me a bad person. It just makes me somebody you shouldn't follow. And I'm not saying that in an offensive way. Why would you follow me, who's divided in my energies, when there are other ambassadors who aren't divided? I want to follow somebody. Like, listen, I would not allow Edwin Haynes to be my sponsor if I knew he was in 2 different network marketing companies. And I'm not saying that in an offensive way. I'm saying it because I know what I want out of the business. And I know if what I want out of the business is going to distract my ambassadors, I'm going to get away from anything that's a possible distraction, because distraction duplicates. So I'm not saying that if you were previously in a company and you have a check that's still coming in, I'm not saying you should terminate that check. I'm not saying that you should resign. If it's a real company and it's a fair company and it's a great opportunity, they'll still pay you as long as you don't violate their policies and procedures. But to be seen marketing 2 companies, you're showing people that you're serving 2 masters. And they don't want to duplicate that. They don't want to duplicate the mindset that you could do multiple companies at the exact same time. So I'm not going to stay too long there, but I think that's that is self-explaining. But I wanted to share that with you from my own heart, because never in any company that I did not see someone, a good person with a good heart, great leadership, great vision, try it. They've all tried it. I tried it. Early on in my days, I thought it was possible. And I'm telling you, 20 years later, you're going to destroy your business. There's going to be an implosion. You're going to have an implosion because people are going to start like spreading negative things about how they feel about it. And how they feel doesn't have to be right. You don't have to be right about how you feel. How you feel is how you feel. So if you feel like I can't follow him because he's in a different company and I don't want my people to see that, that's just how I feel. Even if I'm wrong, it's still how I feel. And duplication is created based on how you feel, based on what you're doing and how you think. So the next subject I want to talk about is overcoming objections. Like, this is one of my favorite things to talk about. As a matter of fact, I would love to do a training on nothing but overcoming objections. Like, you can hit me with objections live on the spot, unrehearsed, off the cuff. Matter of fact, Jody and Tyler, why don't you guys come up with an objection that either drives you nuts or that's very popular, and I'll let you ask me in a minute, and I'll show you how I overcome it. Now, listen, when I overcome objections, I'm not overcoming the objection with the hopes of you joining iBoomerang. I'm overcoming the objection with the truth. And if the truth causes you to want to join iBoomerang, then I win. If the truth causes you not to join iBoomerang, then I win. I don't want anybody on my team that doesn't want the truth. So when I overcome objections, I'm not changing my answer. I'm overcoming the objection, not with the hopes of you joining my team, with the hopes of you understanding the truth. Okay? So I want you to get 2 things real quick. Tyler, come on, and Jody, why don't you guys just come and just throw me an objection? We can just role play, and I think the people will get a lot out of this if we do it the right way.
I don't have the money.
Okay, so let's say that here's how I always end it. So Jody, what did you like best about what you just saw?
I liked the part of the technology that it can do the upselling for me.
Awesome. Me too. Are you ready to get started?
Yeah, I just don't have the money.
You don't have the money?
No.
Okay. I appreciate your honesty. That means a lot to me that you would be that open and honest with me. And because you're honest with me, can I be honest back?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a question, not to offend you, but I'm going to ask you a question that I would want somebody to ask me if they truly cared about me. When somebody tells me they don't have the money to do something that they have a desire to do, it makes me think to myself, Jody, how much longer do you want to have that problem? Seeing something you want, and the only thing that's stopping you is money. How much longer do you want to have that problem?
Not much longer.
So would you agree that the only way to get rid of that problem is you got to do something different?
Yeah.
So let's put a game plan together to help you get started, because I know you want to do it. And I don't want money to be the reason that you get left behind. Who do you know that believes enough in you that can loan you the money? Or do you have a credit card you can put it on? If I promise that I'm going to work with you and help you make your money back to create a win-win situation, you use a credit card, I'll show you how to make your money back before the credit card bill comes in the mail. If we can create a game plan and you stick to it though, you got to stick to it. Would it be worth you putting on this on your credit card or maybe your parents' credit card or somebody who believes in you if they know that you're working with me? Is that something we can make happen?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm helping her think outside the box. Now, if I don't have my, let's say I have my Rolex on and let's role play with me, Tyler. I probably wouldn't do this to a female, but I'll do this for the guy.
Yeah.
So tell me the same thing. So I say, hey man, what'd you like best about what you just saw?
I like the fact that, you know, you only make money when your customers save money.
Okay. So let me do a side note. Do you know why I asked that question? Why do you like best? What do you like best about what you saw? What I'm doing is I'm keeping them in a positive zone because I want to find their hot buttons. Okay. So if he says, it's a no-brainer, bro. Everybody wants to travel. All I'm going to talk about is travel because that's his hot button. So I'm asking, what did you like best? So I know what you want to talk about. Okay. And when I talk about what he says, he's noticing that I'm listening to him. The number one failure in this industry is you don't listen to people when they tell you what they like. You want to talk about what you like. Oh my God, man, screw the travel. Let's go make money. That's why it's not working for you, because you think everybody should like what you like. So you got to listen. So back to it. Tyler, what did you like best about what you saw, bro?
I like the fact that you can only make money when your customers save money.
I love that too, man. I'm so glad you said that because that means you actually got the presentation. We only make money in the iGo platform when customers save money. You're exactly right. You ready to get started?
I really want to, mate, but I just haven't got the money at the minute.
You don't have the money.
No.
Tyler, I've known you for a while, bro. Can I shoot you straight?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen you go get things that you want when you really wanted it. And nothing can stop you. I've seen it in you, bro. So let me give you a visual. If I took my Rolex off right now, and I've done this several times, and I put it in your face, and I say, listen, it's a $30,000 Rolex. If you can come up with $1,000 in 24 hours, I'll give you my Rolex. Could you make that happen?
I'd find a way because that Rolex is awesome.
So you're telling me that the only reason you would make it happen is because you can see it. Entrepreneurs don't think that way, bro. Entrepreneurs visualize what they want. Consumers buy what they see. So you got to ask yourself a question. Do you want to always be a consumer who thinks like, I'll buy this because I can see it? And the truth is, iBoomerang is any watch you want to wear. It's any house you want to live in. It's any car that you want to drive. Depending on how hard you want to work it. So you can see the Rolex and now you're willing to go get $1,000. Why can't you see iBoomerang and see the $1 million home? And see the car? See private school, private education for your kids. So now I'm helping you paint the vision or paint the picture based on your testimony, not mine. You said you would make it happen. Why? Because you can see it. Faith is a substance of things hoped for, and it's the evidence of what you can't see. Tyler, have a little bit more faith in yourself, bro. I'm going to be here with you. I'm going to be helping you out. I'm going to plug you into the system. As a matter of fact, when you join, I'm going to add you to a secret Facebook page, and you're going to see people just like you from all over the world that are making things happen, and we work as a team synergistically. So help us create the synergy and stop looking at this Rolex and look at 20 years from now of what we can create working together in iBoomerang. 24 hours, can you come up with $1,000? Not because you see the Rolex, because you see the opportunity.
I want to enroll all over again.
Yeah, I do.
So here's what I'm doing. I'm listening to what you're saying and I'm delivering it back to you in a way that you're not hearing what you sound like. Because a lot of times we say things, but we really don't know how we sound. So I'm allowing you to see how you sound to me. You'll dance for a Rolex, but you won't dance for freedom. Okay?
Wow.
What's another objection?
Coronavirus.
Yeah. So Corona. Yeah, Corona. I think that's a good one.
I really want to do it, but let's wait until this coronavirus is over.
I understand that, Jody, and I can actually understand why you would say that. So I'm agreeing. All right. I'm never going to like, Jody, are you absolutely crazy? What's wrong with you? Get off the phone with me. I thought you were serious. I'm not that guy. I'm going to listen. I love Julie over there. Julie just had a glass of wine when I said that. So I'm not the type of person, I'm not going to smash you or step on your dreams or destroy what you say. I'm going to agree unless I don't agree. If I don't agree, I'm going to tell you I don't agree. But I'm going to agree. I understand why you say that. I understand why the majority of the world is terrified right now. It makes sense. But Jody, did you know that right now, well, in the midst of any global tragedy, home-based businesses normally thrive? I told you I joined the industry when I was 25. That was the year 2000. Within a year, 9/11 would happen. Guess what happened like coming out of 9/11? My business soared. Why? People were uncertain. They didn't want to put all their eggs in one basket anymore. So here I am 20 years later, going through the absolute worst tragedy that I've ever seen or heard of in my life in terms of uncontrollable. There's no evil dictator that's doing this. It is absolutely a virus that's spreading, and it's uncontrollable. And it's going to take all of humanity to slow it down. But let me ask you a question, Jody. If you think like a consumer, you wait until the world goes back to work. If you think like an entrepreneur, you position yourself before the wave, and when the wave hits, we all rise together. Do you want to be the consumer that comes out of the coronavirus spending money? Or do you want to be the entrepreneur that rides the wave when people start spending money again?
I want to ride that wave.
Okay. So if you truly want to ride the wave, think like an entrepreneur, not a consumer. Because right now, the people who do have money, they're buying real estate. The people who do have money, they're buying stocks right now for discounts. Consumers are selling. Consumers are scared. The investors are scared, but they're entrepreneurs. And they're positioning themselves thinking generations, not 90 days from now. So the whole world is going to travel again, Jody, whether you believe it or not, whether I believe it or not. That's going to happen. Travel will be the largest industry in the world, like it has always been for the last 15 years. Every year, it's the largest industry in the world. If you add food, pharmaceuticals, and oil and gas, those are the 3 of the 5 largest industries in the world. You put those 3 together, it still doesn't equal what travel does as number 1 in the world. So they're going to travel. Why not get positioned before it happens? Like entrepreneurs think. So let's think like an entrepreneur. Let's get you started.
Nice.
Okay. So everything I just said was absolute true. And you can repeat it and know that it's true. But more importantly is I understood where she was coming from. I actually understand the fear of someone who's never owned a business before. I understand people who are losing their businesses right now and can't even comprehend spending money because they own a restaurant and they have to donate their meat because they can't make money on it. It's going to spoil. It's going to go bad. So they're giving it away. So the point is they're already entrepreneurs, but they're thinking about the obstacle, not the opportunity. You feel me? Somebody just started screen sharing, Tyler.
Got me a second. Oh, what the hell?
And we're live with 358 people. So if you are screen sharing, that's Shiatu?
Shiatu, if you can see this, mate, stop screen sharing, please. How do you do it? How do you do it, Jones?
He has to be admin, so you got to take him off. I don't know how he's doing it. But let me see. Am I?
Just maybe remove.
Here I go.
Stop sharing.
I just hit stop sharing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. have no idea how you did that, brother or my sister, but please don't do that again or we're going to have to boot you out the room. All right. So this is just overcoming objections. You got to understand when you're overcoming objections, it's not your job to be right. It's your job to tell the truth. Okay. And sometimes what people are saying is their truth. So don't interrupt their truth with what you think is right. Agree with them, understand, ask them questions. Have you ever thought like this? Have you ever thought about Bitcoin? What if you could have been one of those individuals who got Bitcoin when they were 25 cents a piece? Do you understand you would have had to buy it when nobody believed it? Like you would have been one of those idiots that everybody was talking bad about. Why are you throwing all your money away? You're buying this Bitcoin. That thing is going to disappear and vanish. And now they're worth hundreds of millions of dollars because they bought 1,000 at 25 cents a piece. And now I'm talking to me. I knew about Bitcoin when it was like less than $1. But Johnny, the smart guy, said that's never going to work. Now I own about 3 Bitcoins that I paid thousands of dollars for. But I knew about it when it was less than $1. So who's the smart one? The idiot who believed it? Or the smart guy, Johnny, who said you're going to lose your money? If I can go back and do it all over again, I would want to be that idiot. So it's okay to agree with people. Give them an example of something in your life of how you missed out on something because you thought you should wait until it was obvious. It took Uber 2 years, I think almost 3 years, to successfully connect a driver with a rider with the app. Imagine how many people said, man, this ain't gonna work. But there were a few people who invested at that early stage that are worth millions today because they believed early on when it wasn't obvious. So entrepreneurs think small risk, great reward. Consumers think the more money I spend, the better I'm going to look. The more things I buy, the better I'm going to feel. That's a consumer. So about 99% of the world is a consumer. I'm a consumer, but I am more of an entrepreneur than I am a consumer. Okay. So I overcome objections by letting people talk. Like, tell me it's a pyramid scheme. Let's do that one. So, hey, Jody, what'd you like best about what you saw?
I like the fact that it's with that Halter Bugs guy, but I just think it's a pyramid scheme.
Okay. So, Jody, what's a pyramid scheme?
I think it's where all the people at the top make all the money, and then everyone else is just basically feeding them at the top. Okay, people at the top make all the money.
Okay. So you mean like British Airways? You mean like every insurance company on the planet? Every real estate company on the planet? Based on your definition of a pyramid, that means Remax is a pyramid. Is that what you're saying?
But that's their job. They make a lot of money because that's their job.
But how do they get there? How do they get to the top?
They climb to the top.
They climb to the top. Do you think that in corporate America or corporations around the world that everybody has the ability to climb to the top?
No.
No. So I understand what you're saying when you say pyramid, but your definition is not the true definition of a pyramid. Do you mind me if I explain what a pyramid truly is based on the legal definition?
Well, go on then.
Okay. A pyramid is an illegal operation. So you just asked me, am I involved with an illegal operation? And I know that's not what you meant. But a definition of a pyramid in any country, in all countries around the world, are deemed illegal. Do you really think that American Airlines would do business with us if we were illegal? Do you think that Marriott Resorts would do business with us if we were illegal? Do you think that British Airways would do business with us? Do you think that Hilton Resorts, do you think that the Atlantis in Dubai would be doing business with us if we were an illegal operation?
No.
So all I'm doing is forcing her to think outside of her question. If pyramids are illegal, you don't think these billion-dollar entities like British Airways has good enough attorneys to figure it out and disassociate themselves with us? So all of these billion-dollar corporations that have some of the best attorneys in the world working for them, best law firms on the planet represents them, but you figured out they're illegal, but their attorneys haven't? Think about that, Jody. So I just ask questions to make people come back down to earth and understand you're really just repeating something you heard somebody else say. And that's the problem. The problem is most of our prospects, including me, will answer based on what we have been told from other people. So when I'm overcoming objections, I ask questions. I know where the answer is going because I've been doing this so long, but you can ask questions without being offended. And let's just say, come back with something negative, Jody, even after I said all that, just anything.
I still think it's a proxy scheme.
Okay. Well, in all fairness, you just accused me of someone who does Ponzi schemes. And I appreciate your honesty, but it actually helps me not want to do business with you. Fear of loss just kicked in on her. Okay. So, and I'm being honest. I'm not lying. I'm being honest. Jody, we could still be friends. We can, I'll see you in spin class like I normally do. I would tell the truth. What the truth is, listen, we're still homies. We're going to play basketball together, whatever it is. We just won't talk business ever again. Is that fair?
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate your time. And I do appreciate your honesty. If nothing else, I'm going to send you a boomerang to become a free customer.
Love it.
Wow.
That's it. I'm not going to use my gift to drag somebody into a world that they don't want to be in. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. It's okay to tell someone no. See, I see this as a precious jewel. And my favorite book says, you can't cast your pearls among swine. And what that means is you can't get your precious jewels that were handed down to you for generations and leave it laying around where pigs are. Because a pig will come right by and eat the gold, eat the diamonds, swallow all the pearls. Not because they like it, they're pigs. So if you put your precious commodities out for a pig to devour, that's your fault. So I see iBoomerang as something that's precious to me. So I don't want anybody playing with my precious jewels that doesn't see the opportunity in it. Do you understand? And I really feel this way. I really feel this way in my heart. When you give me a reason to not want you in my business, I'm going to say thank you. Thank you for saving time. Thank you for saving me energy in the future of heartache. And I may not say it like that, but I'll say thank you. Jody, I appreciate your honesty. Thank you so much. I think this is going to save us a lot of time. And let's just go back to being friends and never talk business again. But I appreciate your honesty. Let me throw you a boomerang so you can activate it and you can be a free customer. Well, Johnny, can you tell me more? Jody, let's just be real with each other. I'm going to build a team of positive people who want more out of life. I don't believe you're one of those people. Not that you're not positive. I just believe that you're happy working for someone else and playing that game. I want to play the game that sets people free. Jobs don't set people free. So we're just playing two different games. We're friends. I love you. But let's just keep it, let's keep the business out of our conversations moving forward. Because I'm about to do some big things and you're going to see what I'm doing. And I don't want you to feel obligated at some point to join me because you see me moving fast, hard, and heavy. And likewise, I'm not going to let you slow me down because of your thinking. It's just in our best interest that we don't talk business anymore because our thinking is totally different. Okay. So just as much as you want people to join your team, you should equally not want people to join your team when they tell you who they are. When people tell you who they are, you got to believe them. Like listen, we lead with travel, right? Let's say you had to convince somebody to be an ambassador and that you had to sell them and they started out negative. And this person's still negative, but they joined because you sold them and you talked them into it. And let's just say we're in Dubai on one of our group trips and that person shows up. I don't want to be in the hot tub with that person. I don't want to be, skydiving with that person. You had to convince them to join. I don't want them around me. I want people who were excited to be a part of it. That's just how I feel. So let's talk about closing and posture. Posture is everything. The number one way to level up your posture. What is posture? Like, this is posture. So if I sit back like this, chances are I'm telling you I'm not interested. If I'm talking to you like, hey man, yeah man, you should join that thing called iBoomerang, man. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. Well, I wouldn't join that posture. Posture is this. Jody, I'm about to give this thing everything I have. I'm about to go all in 100% and give this thing the next 36 months of my life so I can own my life and help people do the exact same thing. I'm going to do this with or without you. I would love to do it with you. And that's why you're one of the very first people I reached out to. Jody, are you ready to get started? That's posture. When I say I'm all in, I'm going to use this opportunity to literally redefine generations that come after me. I'm about to put 10,000 people in this thing. And if you don't believe that, say 100. But for me, I'm about to put 10,000 people into iBoomerang. That's how I feel. I would love for you to be in the beginning. I would love for you to get started with me so I can help get most of those people a part of your team. And I wouldn't say anything unless I believe it. But it's just the posture, the confidence. The number one way to have absolute posture is be first class. I'm just being honest with you. If you are a coach, it's impossible for somebody who's a coach ambassador to have the posture of a first class ambassador. You can act like you have the posture, but most people with common sense will realize you're working your way up, and there's nothing wrong with that. So let's just say you're a coach and you can't upgrade to first class. If you can upgrade, why not upgrade just for your own personal posture? See, when you can say, I'm all in, posture is different. You can't say I'm all in and be coach. You can say, I saw this, I got in the way that I could, but I cannot wait until I can upgrade to first class. But that's my mission. I'm going to do it with or without you. Join me, man. I'm telling you, this thing's going to be big, and I'm going to make it big in my life. That's posture. Because your confidence, your confidence would sell me. Like that confidence of, man, you came in coach, but you're visualizing being first class. I want to follow that person. But you got to remember, if you didn't tell the truth, you just created a team that's going to duplicate not telling the truth. Whatever you do is going to duplicate. You fight to go first class, your team's going to fight to go first class. You're content at coach, your team's going to be content at coach. So if you really want to have strong posture, go all in whenever you can. And only you know when you can. You know if you can right now. You going all in builds your posture, not mine. The day I joined iBoomerang, I was first class the first day. And I can say this watch this posture. Any and everything that iBoomerang rolls out forever, I'm going to own. There will never be a product or service that iBoomerang brings to the market that I don't own. Why? I want to be all in. I'm just not all in the day I join. I'm all in anytime something new rolls out. I just said, you can follow me because I'm going to be the message that I bring. I'm going to be a walking, talking billboard of everything that iBoomerang will ever have that exists. That's posture. That's future posture. People will follow your future posture. Just be honest. Because if you're not telling the truth, you're going to duplicate a false team that's faking posture. And it's so, listen, my wife can identify fake Louis Vuitton with a telescope from miles away. I don't know how she does it. They all look the same to me. But there's something about real people who know real things that you cannot get things past them. If you got a fake Rolex on, I can identify a fake Rolex from probably across the room. I would rather have a real Timex than a fake Rolex. I'm not an imposter. And I got to be honest with you. I have owned a fake Rolex before. I was in high school. But at least I was visualizing where I was headed. And I thought it was real. Edification. Edification is extremely important, and it's a word that's not used in the regular world. The regular world doesn't say, hey, come here, let me edify you. In home-based businesses, in the network marketing space, we use that word a lot. Why? Because edification is all about how you introduce people to prospects. If I introduce my prospect to Tyler and Jody, here's how I'm going to edify. Now listen, there's a fine line between kissing ass and edifying. I'm not kissing ass, but I am edifying. But there's a very fine line, and you don't want to cross that line to look like you're just kissing ass. So here's how I edify. Hey, listen, Jody, I'm super excited to have you looking at the presentation, and I took the liberty to get a friend of mine on the call because I know you're going to have questions. This individual, his name is Tyler. Tyler's out of the United Kingdom. He's in Europe. He's killing this thing. He's making things happen. He has rose to the top, one of the top levels in our company. And he started just like anybody else. And I just wanted you to hear his story. Tyler, this is Jody. Jody's one of the first people I thought about when I joined iBoomerang. And I knew that after she saw the video, after she saw the presentation, she was going to have questions. So I wanted to get who I think is one of the best on the phone or on the call just to answer questions. Jody, this is Tyler. Tyler, this is Jody. Now, here's what I did. I edified Tyler based on his accomplishments, his rank. I didn't talk about money. I didn't talk about, listen, he's a top leader. And then I edified Jody. She's one of the first. Listen, edification means I'm going to build you up. I'm going to build you up. I'm going to build you up. But I'm never going to build Jody up higher than I build Tyler up. Why? Tyler's my expert witness. Never edify your prospect to the same level as your expert. Even if Jody has accomplished more outside the iBoomerang world, I don't care if she's been in movies. Hey, listen, I wanted to get you on the phone with a friend of mine. Her name is Jody. You're probably going to recognize her from TV. She's a professional actress. But Jody, this is one of my good partners. This guy's at the top of the company. He's killing it. He's making things happen. He is the person that can answer any question that you have because he's creating leaders. He's meeting people just like you and turning them into leaders. So I brought you to the best of the best. Jody, this is Tyler. Tyler, this is Jody. Even though I said she's a celebrity, I still edified him higher. Why? I want her looking up to him. I don't want them looking towards each other. Whoever you edify the most is the expert. So if you get me on the phone with somebody who's a prospect and you edify them more than you edify me, you just made them the expert. So why am I on the phone? Never over edify your prospect above your expert. Okay? And the whole purpose of edification is to introduce your prospect to someone who has the story that they're looking to have. Now, sometimes the story can be too big. I would not recommend using me as a third party to help you close a prospect. Why? The story's too big. You want to use a story, and I would even say Tyler and Jody's story is too big. I would rather tell the story of someone who just joined this week who made their money back in their first 7 days. You'll make more money edifying that story than you will the $1 million story. Because the $1 million story says, it's too good to be true. He's at the top of the company. You know, he got in early. All that stuff is going to go through their head. So why give them ammunition to have those thoughts? So my expert is typically somebody who's new, who's already created a win-win situation. Someone who uses the iGo platform and they save more money than they spent, that's worthy of edification. I can use that story to close prospects all day instead of using my story. Why? They're closer to this story than they are my story. Use the new stories. You want to make fast money? Use the new stories. You want to make slow money? Use my story. Tell Jody, listen, the bigger the story you're telling, the slower money you're going to make because it sounds too good to be true. You're talking to a prospect that just saw it for the first time. Every now and then, I would say 1 out of every 10 person you meet, they want the big story. They're just their personality type. But 90% of the people, they want to hear from ordinary people that made it happen so they can say, well, if they can do it, I know I can do it. That's the story that's going to make you money. Not the story where people, well, he's a motivational speaker. Of course, he was going to make it. That's why you're going to lose money because you're telling my story. The right now stories, like Martha, you guys know who I'm talking about. She's a right now story. 6 months, she went diamond in 90 days. She went from she went from sapphire to diamond in 90 days. That's a right now story. That just happened. Yes, it's a big story, but it's a right now story. Get your right now stories, edify those right now stories, and team up with other people. Like, listen, you can go into our team, Team Royalty Worldwide on Facebook, and you can just simply ask a question. I'm looking for an accountability partner that I can use for edification to help me close my prospects. And I'm willing to do the same thing for that person. Is anybody else looking for an accountability partner? If you start asking those kind of questions, you're going to find people who just joined in the last 6 weeks that are making money. And that's where your money lies. Your money, your team will grow faster using those stories than using a story from 6 months ago of somebody who hit diamond. Of course, you can use us. We will get on to be the icing on the cake. But man, when you can use a story from someone else that's not even tied to your commissions, and you guys are just helping each other because you're accountability partners, there's magic in that. But edification is very important, how you edify that person, okay? Group energy. I talked about this earlier. Your energy is going to duplicate. If you have little energy, your team's going to have little energy. If you have very high energy, your team's going to have very high energy. And some of you may be listening to me right now and say, high energy is not my personality. I'm not talking about your personality. I'm talking about high energy. High energy is you getting into the Facebook pages and liking and congratulating people. That's an energy. See, if Tyler brought me into iBoomerang yesterday and I saw him in the Facebook page, he welcomed me. And then all these strangers start showing me love and they welcome me. I'm looking at Tyler like, wow, man, this is so much bigger than you. The faster your prospect or the faster your new member has that thought, the faster you got out of the way. See, I want people to understand. When I brought Shaz in the business last week, she got 6 personals. I welcomed her to the team. I made it a big deal. People started showing her love all over the world, and she started seeing, wow, this is bigger than Johnny. That was me getting out of the way. Because she may have just joined because of me, but she stayed because of us. You got somebody joining your team and they quit in 24 hours, I guarantee you it's because you did not add them to the team page where they can be loved by other people who have no financial incentive to welcome them. Of course, you're going to welcome them. You're supposed to. You're the sponsor. But when they get strangers showing them love, they start getting locked in. So if you got people falling off and quitting, it's because they're not close to the fire. And they cannot be close to the fire if you're not allowing them to see the welcomes. Now, here's the deal. I've seen many of you do. I saw Tyler do this early on when we first met. You'd congratulate somebody in the team page, but you would forget to add them. It may have been Tyler, maybe been somebody else. But if you don't add them, and I've done it too, you just kind of forget. You get so excited. It's like, oh my God, welcome Jody to the team. She's from United Kingdom. She's ready to get started. She came in all in first class. Show her love. I post her picture, her link. People start showing her love. Then I realized, damn, I forgot to bring her in the room. She never saw the love. She missed all of it. So the first step is add them to the room. If you're a member of the room, the rules are open. I let you add people. Okay. So add them to the group and then welcome them so we can show them love and we show them that it's bigger than you. And then they start realizing, they start seeing all the other testimonies. And these are right, like, listen, they're seeing people who join within minutes of them joining. They're seeing people who joined 2 days ago who already are starting to have success. That's why you want to get them close to the magic. You want to get them close to the welcomes, get them close to the celebration, because they get to see new people who just joined, who are making things happen. That's why I always go out of my way to celebrate people who have done things in their first 7 days. So I'm like, Johnny, you're celebrating this girl who just joined 7 days ago. Yes, I welcomed her. She copied my efforts. I said, follow my lead, do exactly what I do. You got to see Tyler Fernandez doing this. Tyler Fernandez joined, he joined a while back, but he just went to work last week. His first week going to work, he's already put in 8 ambassadors. He's a senior director. He's going to be Sapphire, I would say, by the middle of next week. You know why? I welcomed him. I made it a big deal. And I called him and I said, exactly what I just did for you, do exactly the same thing for your people. You can see exactly almost the same wording of how he welcomes people is the wording that I use to welcome him. Why? Duplication. People duplicate what they can see and what they can follow, not what you hear. Give your people something to follow because you're doing it, not saying it. Okay? Get your people involved with the welcomes. Get your people involved with celebrating other people. And I promise you, they're going to catch on fire. It's hard to celebrate other people's success doing exactly what you're doing and not wanting it for yourself. Duplicate that. Duplicate that energy. And listen, you know, if you don't believe me, do it to prove me wrong. There's no way that liking and celebrating new people hitting rank is going to get me fired up. Okay. Just do it to prove me wrong. Watch what happens. I give you permission to just do it to prove to me it doesn't work. I'm setting you up for success. I'm setting you up for success. Go do it to prove me wrong. So that's the group energy. We lean on each other. We empower each other. We do all that great stuff. And then, you know, I want you to talk about, I want to talk about, you know, being a pioneer of the beginning. We are a ground floor opportunity. 97% of every network marketing company that launches never makes it past the first year. That's the truth. It's a fact. Now, why am I telling you that? Because we made it past our first year. I probably wouldn't have said that 6 months ago because I wouldn't want that in your head. But that's a fact. 90% of every network marketing company that has ever launched since Adam and Eve, ever in history, has never made it past the first year. 97% of them. We just hit our first year of the official soft launch, which the soft launch, I believe it was in February, March time period of 2019. And we were the fastest growing network marketing company in 2019. So I'm bragging about the fact that we beat the odds. Not only did we beat the odds, We were number one with every company in the world. So that's a little bragging points, right? But even with all that being said, the good news is we beat the odds. The great news is we're still a ground floor opportunity. The bad news is we're still a ground floor opportunity. The ground floor opportunities aren't made for everybody. It's not made for people who whine a lot, people who cry a lot, people who bitch and moan. Ground floor opportunities were never designed for those individuals. Ground floor opportunities were designed for pioneers. A better word, for ambassadors. Look at the true definition of the word ambassador. Yes, that's what we call ourselves. We are called ambassadors for iBoomerang. You know why? Because an ambassador is someone who champions the cause. So if you are an ambassador for the Red Cross, you're basically saying, I champion the cause for Red Cross. We are ambassadors of iBoomerang. We champion the cause. However, everybody is not designed to be in the beginning. So I have told several people. All right, let me, do I still have the power? All right, guys, go ahead and mute yourself. Stand by 1 second.
I saw it, bro.
Okay, cool. So we are ambassadors for the cause. That's who we are, right? But we're still a ground floor opportunity. And I have told a lot of people, and I mean a lot, especially if you get me on the phone with somebody and they start talking negative, I tell them, listen, this is not for you right now. Just watch from the distance. Save a position. That would be smart because we're a binary compensation plan. And in a binary compensation plan, you saving a position and watching from a distance could be financially rewarding when you're ready to go to work. Just save a position. Don't do anything. It's not for everybody right now. It's for individuals who understand timing, who understand that we've got to build this thing together. We are in beta. When's the last time you had an opportunity to be a part of beta with the fastest growing company in the world in its industry? Probably never. Because if you did, I wouldn't be talking to you. You wouldn't be talking to me about financial opportunities with a home-based business if you were early on in Uber, if you were early on in Amazon, if you were early on in Apple, if you were early on in Mac, if you were early on in all these global beasts, we wouldn't be talking about making money from home. You're already worth hundreds of millions of dollars. But those individuals who make that kind of money, it's reserved for those who made it through the beta. We are in beta. That's the bad news. The website's not perfect yet. Our booking engine, that's pretty close to everything else that's out there because Holton Buggs bought an existing travel platform. That's the smartest thing. That's so brilliant to me because he's new to the travel space. So he bought one of the largest travel companies in the world and became partners with them in iBoomerang. So he used his resources, being worth what he's worth, to purchase something that was more advanced and not have to build it from scratch. So travel platform, we're pretty smooth, but we're still going to have issues. We're still going to have beta tests. We're not perfect. So if you're a whiner, don't join yet. Just watch us from a distance. Listen, guys, there are about 7 billion people on the planet. If we had 0.0000001% of the planet to do beta with us, that's hundreds of millions of dollars paid out in commissions. And that's just practice. Then come back. Then come back when it's obvious. Come back when it's perfect. But you'll never make the money that we made because we built through beta. Your children's children that may not even exist yet, your grandchildren's children that may not even exist yet, will benefit from your decision of being a pioneer, being an ambassador, and building through the storm. So what storm, Johnny? Everything feels perfect. It just feels perfect right now. Don't tell yourself that, because if the website goes down for 10 minutes, you're gonna be, oh my God, it's a scam. I knew it wasn't gonna work. No, the website just went down. Coca-Cola's website has gone down. The Dallas Cowboys website has gone down. Any major company, any major celebrity that you can talk about on the planet, their website has gone down. It's beta, guys. It's ground floor. So if you want to focus on the issues, don't join us yet. You'll get on my nerves. Now, if it's a legit issue, I want to know about it. But if you want to talk about how Priceline has a better reporting system than we do, go use Priceline and make $0. Be financially incentivized to use something that's either not perfect, or go use something that you think is perfect and make $0. I would rather use something that's not perfect, that's ground floor, and make money as we are building it together, perfecting it together, than to go use something that's already perfected and make $0. Consumers think perfection. Entrepreneurs think, I need to find something that's ground floor, that the majority of the world has never even heard. They can't even spell the name of it, and get on board with that and help the world learn how to spell the name so I can be financially incentivized. That's how entrepreneurs think. Imagine being one of the people that had to explain how to spell Yahoo. If you were one of those people, if you were one of the first people to ever explain how to spell Yahoo, I guarantee you that person's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Imagine being the person to have to explain Uber. No, it's one B. It's not two B's. It's UBER. If you had to explain that before the world knew, you're probably worth hundreds of millions of dollars. If you had to teach somebody how to spell Google, you were in one of the first meetings. You're probably worth hundreds of millions of dollars if you had to teach somebody how to spell Google. Every day I have to teach somebody how to spell iBoomerang. There will be a day where we don't have to teach anybody how to spell iBoomerang. You want to join then? That's not how entrepreneurs think. Entrepreneurs think, I want to join before the world knows they exist. I want to be part of the reason that the world knows they exist. So yes, we are pioneers. Yes, we are early on. Yes, it is ground floor opportunity. But you got to go through the growing pains with us if you want to make it to the other side. There will be many people who jump on board on the other side. But these individuals who stayed the course, who fought the fight, who stayed on the path, they were true ambassadors and true visionaries and true pioneers. Those individuals will catch those individuals who waited for everything to be perfect. And these people who waited for everything to be perfect, can they make money? Yes, they can make money. Can they make this money? I don't care what anybody says. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You don't deserve this money. You didn't fight the fight. I don't deserve to be able to buy stock with Amazon when it was $5. I don't deserve it. I deserve to buy it when it's $1,000 because I didn't fight the fight. I didn't believe and help it come to conception. I didn't help it go to the world. I don't deserve to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars in Amazon. There will be people worth hundreds of millions of dollars in iBoomerang. And there will be people for 3 to 5 years from now who join us. They will never deserve, yes, they can make money. They can make crazy money, but they don't deserve what we get. We fought the fight. The good news is we're a ground floor opportunity. The bad news is we're a ground floor opportunity. You get to focus on what part of the news you want to focus on. The news I'm going to focus on is we're a ground floor opportunity. I'm going to focus on the good news. Most people will focus on the bad news. It's a ground floor opportunity. And they never will deserve what's going to manifest in my life because I'm helping teach people how to spell iBoomerang. And one day, nobody will have to learn how to spell it because it's going to be a household name. So, do we have issues? Yes. congratulations. You're a part of a company that still has issues. Welcome to being at the right place at the right time. So with all that being said, guys, I'll end it with this, because I know I talked about three-way calls and how to use other people to help you, how to edify them. And that's about you connecting with somebody who's an expert. If you're closing people by yourself, you're in danger. Okay? Now, I am totally qualified to close people by myself. However, within 24 hours of me closing anybody, I've got to get them to another voice that's not mine. And typically it's me getting them on a three-way call, me getting them on a training like this and letting somebody else train. It's getting them to see the I Decide. It's getting them into the Facebook group. I can tell you this, the Facebook group, our private Facebook groups where we are members in, if you're not a part of Team Royalty Worldwide, you need to go join Team Royalty Worldwide or find a group that is part of your upline's leadership and join their page. Why? That's the best way to do a three-way connection to somebody else. And the only reason you do a three-way connection through Zoom, through Facebook, through WhatsApp, personal calls, whatever it is, the only reason you do that, you're basically just telling your prospect or your new member that it's so much bigger and greater than you are. You want to get out of the way as quick as possible. And the only way you do that is you bring somebody else into the party that validates that it's real. In the Facebook pages, it does it every 5 minutes. Listen, guys, I'm going to my Facebook page right now. Team Royalty Worldwide. You really want to know the secret to why our team never stops growing? And I mean never. Like when I say never, I'm not kidding. It never stops growing. I got people requesting to get in right now. Look at this right now. It's today. What is today? Today's the 17th. Okay. So you can see, can you guys see that? Is it too bright? I don't know how to. So you can see, if I just scroll, you can see people after people after people being welcomed, being celebrated. Let me turn my screen down real quick. Is that better? Okay. So you see, this is Team Royalty Worldwide. This is just one of our team pages. This is my team page. You see people, I don't know these people. Never met them before in my life. But you know what? On every one of them, you see that heart. I love their post, and then I'll comment. There are several that I haven't commented on yet or loved because we've been doing this call for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. So you can see person after person. Hey, welcome to the team. How do you think these people feel? This is actually Shazara, the girl I've been telling you about. She welcomed 3 people in one day. She's never been in my team before. We've never done business before, but that's her. She said, Johnny, how do I get, those templates? Well, you go to iboomhub.com, you can download the templates and you can make your own celebration templates and then post them. So she learned how to do that in like 5 or 10 minutes and started welcoming her people and celebrating them for upgrading, all that good stuff. That's the magic, guys. If you're not in these team pages, your team is missing the magic and it's your fault. It's absolutely your fault because you made it just about you. And if you want to build this business thinking in a way just about you, I promise you your business is going to fail. As looked up as I am in this industry, outside of Wimbrey, I was voted, this is funny, I was voted number 6 worldwide leaders in network marketing in the world. Voted number 6. Guess who was number 5? This is maybe 10 years ago. Guess who was number 5? Holton Bugs. He beat me. He was number 5. I was number 6. Most voted top level leaders in network marketing in the world about 10, 12 years ago. And I, with what everybody else says about me in the world, I still have to make it bigger than me as fast as possible. I don't want people following me. I want people following the system, following the energy, following the synergy of the teamwork of what's going on. And if they don't have access to it, it's your fault. It's your fault. Another thing, when you welcome somebody to the team, you don't go to sleep. If somebody signs up, if you personally sponsor someone, you don't go to sleep until you welcome them in the page. Why? Is it more powerful that they wake up in the morning with 20 or 30 people around the world saying welcome? Or do you want them to wake up with nothing? You want their phone pinging, bing, bing, bing. They're like, what is this? Who are these people in Nigeria that are welcoming me to iBoomerang? Who are these people in Norway that are welcoming me? Who are these people in Seattle, Washington? Who are these people in Hong Kong? Why are all these people in Mexico showing me love and welcoming me to the team? One reason and one reason only. Because your sponsor put you on the team page and celebrated you. If we have never celebrated you and welcomed you, it's because your sponsor didn't add you to the team page. And here's the thing. We're all going to end this training one way. We're going to hit the reset button. We're going to forgive your sponsor because they just didn't know. They didn't see this training yet. We're going to forgive anything that I have trained on, duplication, urgency. Don't work two companies. You'll never get the respect that you deserve in the industry. It's okay if you come from another company and you don't want to, sacrifice that check. You don't have to resign. You got to make a decision. You can build one or the other, or there's chances I will never recognize you as a leader because you can't be leader in two different companies at the same time. Never seen it, never even heard of it working that way. Overcoming objections, closing, having posture, edification, the group, the energy, the welcomes. That's what we're talking about right now. All of that. Understanding, listen, if you complained about iBoomerang, it doesn't work, it's too early on, it's in beta, three-way calls, we have all done it the wrong way. All of us. Everything that I just trained on, I've done it the wrong way before. And the way that I get over it the fastest is I don't beat myself up. Oh my God, I wish I would have had this training before I started calling people. I wouldn't have screwed up so bad. But don't do that. You just simply put your hand in the air. On the count of three, you hit that reset button. 1, 2, 3. Reset. Welcome to iBoomerang. It's your first day. It's your first second. It's your first minute. Everything that I just trained on that you've never done, who cares? It's your first day. All is forgiven. That's the great thing about being an entrepreneur. You're the owner. You're the boss. You're the manager and you're the employee. You can fire yourself, turn around, and rehire yourself. You can get over everything you've done wrong, turn around, hit the reset button and said, it's my first day. Because you're the owner. Everybody's typing reset. I love it. So hit that reset button. Go back and rewatch this again and again and again. This right now is airing live in Team Royalty Worldwide Facebook page. We're never going to take it down. It's up right now. So you can get your people to watch it. Even when they join 30 days from now, they can rewatch this training and allow it to be their first 24 hours into the business. That's all I got. I don't have anything else. If I make it any deeper than that, I'm leading you the wrong way. I want to keep it simple. I want you simply to know the power of being close to the fire, being close to the systems, and understanding we're ground floor, and we're going to tell the entire world how to spell iBoomerang. Do you want to get in and ride the wave, or do you want to join after the whole world knows our name? You're pioneers, you're ambassadors. Let's take it to the world. Jody and Tyler, I appreciate you guys. This training is literally because of you guys. It would not be happening without your leadership. Thank you for stepping up to the plate, stepping up to the game, and loving your team and loving our organization so much that you slowed down to make this possible. I appreciate you guys. God bless you. Take a screenshot. Let's do a screenshot. Tag me. You can tag me at Wimbrey on Instagram, at Wimbrey on Facebook. Tag me up. And this is your way of posting something and you showing your people that you were on a 2-hour training with over, at one point, I think it was over 400 people. It's 328 people right now live on Zoom, on Facebook. I'm sure there's several hundred more. But you stayed 2 hours with me. And you know what? If I was looking for a sponsor, I would choose you. Because anybody who commits 2 hours to a training, that tells me they're serious. So when you post this and you say, I was on a training for 2 hours with Johnny Wimbrey, and I'm ready for the boom, whatever you want to say, you're actually telling your prospects that you are the type of leader that they should follow because you sacrifice the time and the energy to get what you need to help get them to the next level. God bless you guys. We're exactly right at almost 2 hours, but it's been an honor and a pleasure. If you're rewatching this, do a hashtag rewatch. If you're watching it live, do hashtag live. But more importantly, help us take iBoomerang to the planet, to the world. And let's help distract people with positive distractions right now by teaching them how to make money from home, even in the midst of the crisis. God bless you guys. I'll turn it back over to Tyler and Jody. God bless.
Thank you so, so much. And I can see all the appreciation in the chat box as well. I have never literally been on the edge of my seat. I absolutely love that. So engaging. That was an amazing training. And guys, if you didn't have your team watching this, you definitely need to tag them in it. It's going to be in Johnny's team page. It's going to be live recorded in there. But yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you so, so much. I've never had this incredible leadership and teamwork before. You know, I've certainly not had a mental.
Absolutely not, guys. So quick question. Somebody's asked for the team page name. So guys, ask your sponsor to add you to the team group, Team Royalty Worldwide. With some people like us, we've got us on the team page as well. However, everybody wants to be in the main team page as well as the sub team page as well. So ask your sponsor, Team Royalty Worldwide. That's where the recording will be. We will make it accessible on a YouTube link as well. But definitely get your team in the Team Royalty Worldwide. There'll be more energy as opposed to a YouTube link. So that's the best recording to use. Guys all over the world, thank you for tuning in. Now we've got a global call here tonight. And one question we just want to ask Johnny from the UK team. When the coronavirus has ended and you can travel again, are you going to come visit the UK?
I promise you, I would say within 90 days of us being able to release, my passport will have the UK tag back on it again. You have my word.
Yes. Boom. Guys, let's do this. We're going to end the recording right there. Guys, love you all. Let's go pioneer this thing. Bye-bye.
Bye.
God bless.